could be efficient with our time. My intentions are mainly I want to go through the board. I want to talk about all these awesome things that Ashley added to the agenda. And then I also wanted to discuss a little bit about givebacks and the comms around like when we're distributing them and any follow-ups from last week on the rainbow rules thing or the documentation that Mitch was working on. Basically just check in and go through the board. Not distracted. I'll pass it to Mitch.
I'm severely distracted by givebacks. Sorry. It's going haywire. Maybe just touch briefly on documentation. That's pretty much my only intention for this call. And I'll give it to Anne.
Hi, I'm not distracted. I'm just here to learn about what you guys do, just familiarize myself with some of the tasks and see where I could help out.
So we have a culture of passing it after we're done. So Ashley's the only one left. So I'll pass it for you. But
yeah, I'll go ahead and take it. Thanks for joining us, Anne. My intentions for the call, just to touch on these agenda topics, sync up, see if there's anything that might have been missed on the board, and distractions. I feel like I have a lot of different things going on today, so I'm slightly distracted by that, but I'm here and we'll focus. And back to you, Lauren.
Nice, cool. Actually, I think maybe this might be the first time but this is the first comms call that Anne's been part of. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Anne is joining us. She's a new contributor. She's going to be part of General Magic, and she's going to be helping us with a bunch of comm stuff. So this is our comms team, Anne. It's Mitch, Ashley, Forrest, Sydney, and you. And we're really happy to have you. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. It's nice to meet all of you. Pleasure to be here. I identify as an anthropologist, and I study the culture of blockchain communities, but I also like doing media and social stuff as like a creative outlet. So I'm just here to see how I can help and hopefully, take some of tasks off your hands, because it seems like everyone here is wearing a lot of hats.
Thanks. Nice. Cool. And Forrest, you just jumped in. Do you want to just do any attentions distractions? We just finished with check-ins.
Yeah, sounds good. I feel really present, so I don't feel distracted, though I'm going to keep my microphone on mute because I'm at our farm and there's some sanding going on next to me. And just intentions are catching up here and making sure we're aligned and where I can jump in to support.
Okay, great. Thanks. Cool. So looking at the stuff that Ashley added to the agenda. Ashley, is any of the stuff you think we should do high priority first discussion stuff?
I think the maintenance mode is definitely high priority so that they can get started on that. The devs are just kind of waiting on us.
Right. So we needed this.
The other is just making sure we get this template right in the forum. So those are the two things I added I think have the most priority.
Okay. Cool. Nice. That makes sense. I put them at the top. So let's talk about the maintenance mode. So this is they're doing regular maintenance and they were going to do it on Saturday and we were going to send an email out. Right?
Yeah, so we discussed it in the dev call a bit. I'm not sure. I mean, this is a call for the comms team, whether we need to send an email or not, but they're working on having a splash page like we had at the economy where it's coming soon, but there's a little Easter egg place where we can get through. There's an issue for it already. I don't know, not in place. So it was in the comms channel. Kai put it in there. And or Monique maybe. But So I don't know if it's necessary to send out an email or what's the best way to communicate that, at least for the first time, and then we can say we'll be doing it weekly at this time. But as long as they have like the splash page there stating that, you know, it's down at the moment for maintenance and we'll be back soon, then I don't know. It's up to us whether like an email is really required. And then just deciding if that day and time is like a good day and time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy way to track like when we have the least activity on the app, right?
I feel like there should be a way.
Can we do this? Like it was there, like we were checking when there's the least amount of activity, and then I went on to amplitude, and then we found it was like Saturday, 12 a.m.
Okay, so maybe that's where that day came from. Yeah.
Okay, so Saturday at 12 a.m. GMT -6. Should we send an email? I guess that's really the main question here.
Well, the email will only reach people that have a profile or have given us their email address. So you can send it.
That's what I was thinking. I also want to bring up something in this meeting around emails that I've been noticing in Autopilot, that because of all these like small donations of like 15 cents or whatever, like a lot of people are unsubscribing from our emails because they're just probably getting flooded with all these like donation emails. I want to look into Autopilot and see if there's like maybe, I don't know how the unsubscribe thing works. I don't know if it automatically unsubscribes them from every email that we send them from Autopilot or just from the ones coming from a specific email address, because we can put in like no reply at Giveth. So I need to do some more research there, but I think that we should be really choosy about the emails that we're sending to people, because if they unsubscribe, then they're not getting any of our communications.
Right. Well, I think if we just have the splash page be pretty explicit at like saying that maintenance is happening, and yeah, like that it'll just take some minutes. I think that's probably like sufficient communication, and maybe since people are annoyed with the emails anyway, we don't need to send it out to users.
What I've seen with other things, it's like you have the splash page during maintenance, and you like have like a 24-hour warning banner.
Oh, like just before? Yeah, that's a great idea.
So it's
cool.
like, it's just a little banner at the top or the bottom, like where we put those cookies. It's like, by the way, you know, maintenance is happening at like this hour.
Yeah, I think that's a much better idea than sending an email.
Cool. So I'm just gonna put that here with them. Can we instead add a banner on Fridays that explains maintenance coming soon? And then does somebody want to just like write the copy for that? I can just tag anyone.
Yeah, sure. I can do it.
Cool. Cool. So that's great. And then other than that, do we need content for the splash page? So for this, can you also do it for the splash page?
Yep.
Great. And I'll just assign you and take Ashley.
Also, we might want to tag Marco in here if they're going to need a design for the splash page, or at least mention him or something.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Wow, great question. Yeah, please do.
Great. Nice. Cool. Well, that's done. I guess I'll just put the issue in here. Cool. So, emails. Ashley, you're gonna just like look into if there's some. Yeah, Ashley, to look into like what subscribing actually does.
Yeah, there's also some other things that are happening in autopilot. I don't know, Mitch, if like maybe one of these days soon we could get together in person and kind of hack at autopilot a bit, just because the button links still aren't working, and I think it's because of the multiple projects thing. So like Marco is having the same issue, but it was because it was trying to link to his staging project and not his production project. So we need to find a solution for users who have multiple projects, and I'm not really sure what the solution is, but I'd love to like hack with you sometime in person.
Mitch?
Oh, he walked away. Did you hear me, Mitch? Sorry.
I muted myself. What did you say?
I would love
People
like,
showed up.
there's
Sorry.
just a bunch of weird things going on in autopilot, and I would love to like get together in person and try to hack through how we deal with this multiple projects thing.
Yeah.
Because that's just causing
Yeah. One.
issues with the button links and things like that. Like Marco was having this problem as well because it was trying to direct him to his staging slug instead of his production slug. And what do we do for projects that have or people who have multiple projects? I have no idea, but we need to find a solution because it's just going to get worse.
Okay. Sure.
Cool. Maybe in the next couple days or something, whenever works. Maybe Friday or something.
Okay, great. So let's go on to the next thing. Proposal template and forum structure. Should we make a subcategory? Keep it as a tag? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I mean, Ashley and I were discussing this as well before. It's like for our Give DAO, we've got certain proposals, then we've got ones for the Give Garden, and I had an issue here that I didn't do yet with like the template for the forum post, for the forum post proposals. Ashley, is there anything you wanted to say about this?
Yeah, sure. So we could have, instead of like proposals going under one of the circle categories that we already have, we could have just a proposals main category that has all the proposals in it, or we can leave it as the tag. We can put a subcategory under governance that's just for proposals, although then people won't be able to like put their proposals under the relevant circle that they would be being proposed to, you know? So I guess there's just like some forum structure questions. And then also Mr. Bear brought up how they do it at Shapeshift, where they have like on the template at the beginning, there's like a code, so we could have like GG-1, GG-2 for the Give Gardens ones, and then we could have like RGive-1, RGive-2, depending on which DAO they're gonna go to. And as admins, like we can always edit that, so if somebody does it incorrectly, we can always just go in and add, you know, whichever DAO it's gonna go to or something. Does that make sense?
So this is, yeah. So it's like you create a post that has a proposals tag, and then like this GG something is another tag. Is that what you're saying? I don't really understand where.
So it would be like the GG code thing would be in the title. I don't know. I can't really share my screen because I'm streaming, but you could. I think I sent the screenshot or the little image to you in a message, or in. Maybe it's kind of hard to find in the channel, so I can bring it up again, but basically it would be in the title of the proposal. But maybe can you just go to the forum real quick?
Sure.
Like the main page of the forum? So we have like the community, the platform, and the governance categories. We could have like a subcategory under governance where proposals go, or we could just have its own proposals be its own category. And that way we wouldn't need the proposal tag anymore. But then it's not really relevant to whichever circle it's in, which is why we chose to use the tag to begin with, because then you could create a proposal under community, under platform, or under governance, depending on what the topic was. So I guess that's really the first decision that we need to make, is whether we want a whole new category or we want to leave it as tags.
I mean, honestly, I don't. Go ahead, Mitch.
It feels more intuitive to have it like as its own category, as proposals, so people don't have to like go looking for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then
agree.
you could either tag community, platform, or governance, depending, and just do it that way instead of the other way around. I think that might be better.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Wait, so you're talking about removing the categories as they are and having proposal, or keep them as they are and add a proposal category?
Keep them as they are and add a proposal category. And then
Okay.
on your
I misheard
proposal,
what
you
you're
could just
saying.
like add like the community tag or platform tag or governance tag, and that way it would kind of like at least filter it
Sure.
that way.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of different contexts that people are making proposals for that might not fit into this like circle framework, you know?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. And I think it's better this way.
I
And
think
then-
they don't need to add the tag, or like they could choose whether or not to add a tag, but
Yeah,
At least goes
exactly.
in
It
the
wouldn't be
proposal category.
important whether they added it or not, but at least, we could filter it that way if they wanted. And then the other thing is like it would be part of the template. So we'd have like, I don't know if it'd be the same template for both DAOs or if we'd want to have a different template for our Give DAO than for the Give Garden. But so then it would be like in the title, like you'd put like GG dash whatever number, so like the next one in line, or some way within the title of the proposal to see which DAO it was going to go to.
I don't understand what is GG.
Give Garden.
15.
Give-
Free.
Give Garden. So it would be like Give Garden or like R Give.
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't know. And then how are people supposed to know like what numbers to put?
I know that's the only thing that
I
I'm
feel
not.
like it's asking too much.
Here's the image. I'm just gonna post it in the comms channel right now so you guys can just see it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So like you can see on the bottom where they have like this is how Shapeshift does it. At the beginning of the title, they have like in this brackets they have like which DAO it's being proposed to and then like the proposal number.
Does anyone have any last questions?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is something we add after it goes to the, it goes through the advice process and it goes to the DAO and then we like add that on there for future reference, or I'm not really sure, but I think it'd be a good idea to just have some way to differentiate between which DAO, which proposal is being submitted to.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know, maybe somebody else
do
has
it
a
like
better
that.
idea too. Or we can also look at some other communities, maybe like OneHive has a way that they do it, or the TEC has a way that they do it, and we can kind of leverage how they do it. But I think it would be really
Yeah.
helpful to have some sort of indicator of which DAO you can find the vote on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good idea to do it this way. Like we could have it like for proposals that then go to the garden and then go to the DAO. Because some proposals won't go to the garden or go to the DAO after. Like I guess it would be then like an admin's responsibility to go through and like edit the titles so that they have like the correct numbering system. It would like really need somebody to like oversee it, I think. I don't think we
Yeah.
can really accurately rely on like any new user coming in knowing which number to put and like what means. I mean, even if we made it in like the forum template explanation post, I guess we could.
Yeah, we could put it
Like,
in
we
the
could-
template somewhere, or like, once it goes to the, we can just move forward on creating the template first, and then we can figure out the structure. I'll go in and make the category and try to reorganize things under the proposal category, and we'll just like see how it goes, and we can always implement these things as we go. But it's just something to keep in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so if you make the category, I still didn't make the post like revamping kind of like what Sam's suggestion was, but I'll put that in the forum proposal category and we could like pin it at the top. And then if we want to add something else to it about like organization, we can do that later. And I guess this is like, yeah, so if anybody wanted to take ownership of this and like go check out a couple of other people's different forums, find out what their systems are, and then try to adapt them in a way that makes logical sense for Giveth. I think it's not a hard thing to do. Just require somebody to
when
think.
I make the categories, I can go and look at like TEC and OneHive and see how they do it, and Shapeshift too.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
One thing that's kind of related to this, but not necessarily, but I wanted to just like vocalize in a call with all of you, is I've noticed users having confusion between proposals and projects. So like there was one user that created a proposal in the forum thinking that they were proposing their project to be put on Giveth. So I think that we just need to be pretty careful in our words with documentation and things like that, that we only use the word project to talk about actual projects on the DApp, and that we use like initiatives or proposal or some other word to talk about the things that are being proposed to DAOs.
Yeah, great idea, Ashley. I saw your comment and something I wrote. I agree. Okay, yeah, cool. Awesome. Next thing I put this on here. I wanted to talk about the Givebacks comms. I started and almost finished writing the Givebacks blog post yesterday. I think this is it. But anyway, it's like, I was going to just talk a little bit more like theoretically things, but we were bouncing around the idea of maybe putting a link to the vote, or like making a post every time we send out givebacks. I don't know. I feel like that's maybe making a lot of work for ourselves. But anyway, at least for this blog post, I could post it when we distribute the givebacks or very shortly after, and then be like, our first round was distributed like this. Here's the vote that passed it. Like, do you guys think that this is useful? I almost feel like it's like unnecessary information.
I think it's too much for Medium, but it definitely. Oh, go ahead, Forrest.
I was just going to say that if this post is really thoroughly explaining the whole program, I don't know that we have to make a new blog post every time we release more givebacks, but we can just use this pre-existing article and share it again on our social channels, and even like email it out to the projects and just reuse what we've already got.
Mm-hmm.
I think because each round does need a vote, and people will need to have information in order to vote correctly or to vote how they are aligned, that it should at least be a forum post each time, but I don't think a Medium post is required.
Mm-hmm. So maybe when we put the vote, make a quick forum post that's like, givebacks is this. Our GiveDAO people can vote on the distribution here.
Because you only have 24 hours anyway.
Yeah. I mean, this is something I actually noticed. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you that it shouldn't be a Medium post, and we'll have the embeds of those, like the data review spreadsheets, right? So we can have it right in there. And we could even put that up before the vote goes up. We can have all the data publicly available and say, we will create the votes in 24 hours or something like that.
That's a good idea to definitely have it up before the vote goes live, and that kind of follows like our governance process already. To at least give some people something to review or leave a comment or something, or point something out that maybe somebody missed in review, you know.
Isn't it not, I don't know, putting this, like how much people donated and their address and their name and all this information, isn't that too much personal information to like reveal in a public forum post and like share every time?
We could trim it down so it contains less information. Like we could just do
the addresses, or?
Yeah, we could just do like the givebacks distribution, like without counting eligible donations, but at some point, like internally, we have to review this stuff. So whether it happens in the givebacks distribution channel or the forum, there has to be some way to review this before it goes out.
Yeah, of course.
I agree. I don't think we should necessarily like share the spreadsheet far and wide publicly, but maybe just having like a table of the address and the amount of givebacks that they will receive at that address. You know, just like those two pieces, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So the forum post will only say that shortened amount of information and be like, unicorns are voting. The vote will be added. The vote can be added as a comment to that post afterwards. And then it'll have that like basic table. And then like the more exhaustive spreadsheet showing like the addresses and everything that we check for fraud, we just only put in the distribution channel. And Mitch, do you want to make that forum post because you're going to be making the vote? Does it make the most sense? Or
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
okay, cool. Okay, cool. And then so I guess in this first blog post, I could post it right after the distribution and link to the forum and be like, this is how we're distributing. Is this good information to put in there or not?
I mean, I think that instead of just linking to that one forum post, we should just like link to maybe the proposal category in the forum or just the forum in general, because moving forward, people will still read that blog post, but they'll be wanting to know about the current round and not only the first round.
Yeah, okay, cool. So maybe we can make a tag as well when we do those forum posts. So it's like under the proposal category and it has the Giveth distribution tag or Giveth distro or something.
That's a good idea. I think that's the best way.
You can make it up, Mitch, but something like Giveth distro.
Okay. But, okay, yeah, that's fine. I get it.
Okay, great. Cool. One Hive trivia. So T Wells is going to come to the community spotlight and explain these things tomorrow. And they also want to feature Giveth not this week, but next week. So we would have to like actually do some preparation, but I imagine we'll learn more about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I added this before I knew that T Wells was coming tomorrow, so I think that we don't really need to talk too much about this till after that.
Okay, cool. So let's sync up and figure out what we need to do after he explains tomorrow.
And can you say again, I missed it, the day that we would actually be doing the trivia?
I think it is not this Friday, but the following Friday.
Okay, so we have like just over a week.
I think so. I think so. I can let you guys know.
I think it would be easy to come up with questions, and I think that they only do 10.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just quickly ask what the One Hive trivia is?
They have it every week on Friday. You could join and find out. They feature an org, and then people have to answer questions about that org and try to win prizes. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Cool. People can walk away with $300.
Yeah,
I actually
really
played before.
Yeah, I played before. It's really fun, and they do it like you have to answer at least 7 out of 10 questions, and they do like 5 questions at the beginning of the call, and then they have like an intermission kind of thing where they talk more about the organization. So some of us would be there like representing, talking about what's going on with the Give economy and probably things like that. And then the last 5 questions are at like the end of the call, so it like encourages people to stick around for the entire thing and not just for the trivia portion.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll find out more about that from T Wells tomorrow. Meet the Makers planning.
So Matteo from Red Armania is submitting his application right now. He's down, and I'm waiting to hear back from Ara on the free the food one. I'm wondering, we don't have a date picked for this yet, right?
No, we were just kind of fielding to see what kind of interaction we were getting or interest that we were getting before. Right now, I've received 9 responses.
Where do you have the list of the 9? Because I didn't reach out to all the DBC ones because I figured they were already on the list.
Yeah, it's just the link. Well, it's just in the Typeform account. Like I guess I could make a spreadsheet from that as the information, but it's like just the Typeform results I've been looking at so far. It might be useful to have the I will make it into a spreadsheet and I'll put the link in the issue.
Okay, cool.
And then we can see
And yeah,
who's all already involved. I don't know if JBC has filled it out yet.
yeah,
But I know that Danny had expressed interest in being a part of it.
cool. Yeah, and I was gonna reach out to David from We the Medicine, but then I saw his project isn't verified. So is this only for verified projects?
I think we were looking to do just verified projects, at least for the first one, and we weren't sure how much interaction we would get or interest we would get at all, so we were just kind of like putting this out there just to see what would happen. That's something that we could explore in the future, but if we're giving people 5 to 10 minutes, that means, 6 to 8 projects is an hour already.
Yeah, I think we're probably like pretty good.
So I think verified projects is better in that way. If like donors are there, we can also like chill about give back, and all the projects that are there will be give back. And I think that's a good place to start. I feel like in the future, if we don't have as much interest, we could maybe include non-verified projects, but we also want to incentivize projects to get verified.
Yeah.
So how soon should we actually plan to do this? I mean, my personal bandwidth to carry the flag and make it happen is pretty limited, but hey, Forrest, could you mute? It's really noisy with this
I'm so sorry.
standing. It's okay. But I mean, I think it would be really cool to do it. Just like we need to set up the air meet, organize all the projects to come. We need to like announce it at least like I think a week in advance. We can make like a few different tweets about it and try to build hype and make sure that it's like maybe even like if I post the Give Blacks article, I could be like, we're having our Meet the Maker call at the end of it, So if we pick a date and we want somebody to carry the flag on doing this, and we can start organizing comms around it.
Yeah, I can definitely carry the flag as far as like getting the projects ready on air meet and like getting all their information and that stuff going. Yeah, I don't know exactly about like picking the date. So that I think that would be something that we would want to do as a team, and I don't feel comfortable just picking a date.
Yeah, and I can help with like writing, Twitter posts, and like if we want a blog to go along with it, like especially if the projects in the type form were asked to put any info in, or I can just go to their project page and like pull some info about the projects there.
Yeah, I think this would be a great like segue for the Project Spotlight blog posts that we used to do. Like maybe we kind of just transition from doing like Project Spotlight blog posts into like, Meet the Makers blog posts that go along with not only spotlighting projects, but also being around the like whatever event we're putting on.
Yeah, I think
it's a good idea. So maybe why don't we just like have like the cutoff date for projects to apply, like set it soon, like set it like Monday, and then the projects that have applied to on that, we're like, these are the ones that we're working with, and we make sure that we have them featured in like Forrest can write a blog post explaining them, and then we can like pick the date and Ashley can onboard them. But I think like let's make a cutoff date for people to submit applications, and and then take those next two action items.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. And we can like regularly do this either in line with, when we're getting more projects verified or like the give backs rounds, or we can do it less frequently, like quarterly or something.
Yeah, I was thinking probably quarterly would be nice at first, depending on how much interaction, and then the more people that are interested, we could maybe do it more frequently. Right now, it's set that anytime a project gets approved for verification, they receive an email inviting them to participate. So any project getting verified that's approved for verification moving forward will receive an email inviting them to fill out this form.
Cool. That sounds good. Okay, sounds good. So let's say
the bandwidth that we all have as a team for the actual date, and then maybe the cutoff for applications is like a week before.
I think that's reasonable. And then, yeah, I would even make the cutoff for applications sooner so that Forrest can write a blog post, and then we have a week after it's posted until like the actual date, you know?
Okay, so how about the 21st? That's the end of the second round of givebacks.
Sure.
Does that sound
Sure.
okay, or is that too late still?
I mean, it seems fine. So we can set, so January 21st is cutoff date. The other thing, I mean, I think having not too many projects is better. I mean, for me, for the community spotlights, we were doing like 5 to 6 projects and explaining them. Like an article with 10 projects, like I'm not sure anyone would read the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, I
already have
feel
9
like
people.
6. I feel like 6 projects is plenty.
So maybe we have the applications and then we pick our favorite 6, and then the next 6 we can have for the next round or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So January 21st cutoff date for projects, and then we can have the blog post published by the 28th.
Well, if we already have 9 responses, we don't necessarily need a cutoff date any longer. Like, we've already got enough.
Yeah, true. So
You can go with 9 and then assume that like 1 or 2 people are no longer interested or can't make the date that we choose or something like that. I think we just stick with what we have right now and we just cut it off. Maybe after David submits. Oh no, you said he's not verified. So maybe after we just cut it off right now with what we have.
sounds good. Sounds good. So then you and Forrest can maybe choose your top 5 and then write a blog post by the end of next week.
Yeah, I will make the spreadsheet today and share it with Forrest, and we can collaborate async on all the details and stuff. So
Okay.
what day of the week, like in the first week of February, do you think is a good day for us to do this? Maybe like a Tuesday? We don't have many calls on Tuesdays, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
Tuesday seems fine. We can do like
February
Tuesday
1st?
the 1st. Yeah.
I think the morning is better.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
especially for people.
We can make it like Tuesday, February 1st at like 9 a.m. or something. I don't think we have a call then.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Great. Okay, cool. We only have 20 minutes left. We have a bunch more things to talk about, so I'm going to keep going forward. I want to talk about the documentation because maybe Mitch needs support on this, and it's pretty important. Mitch, do you want to give us any updates on like where you're at or if you need help?
This is all good. I'm just like going through it. The docs are already rearranged, so I'm just updating the onboarding documents for developers, and then getting the Give Economy information from Pavle and Amin. I don't know if there's anything else that was part of this.
No. No, I don't think so. Cool. Okay. So there's nothing else.
No, this is my main focus is documentation, so I think it's going well.
Great. Okay. There's this like translations thing, and then Rainbow Rolls ETH thing. I mean, do you have anything you want to say about the Rainbow Rolls thing, Mitch? Did I disconnect? Are you just talking on mute?
I think that he's talking to somebody else. I'm curious, like,
Okay, well,
do we think that this Rainbow Rolls thing needs like a blog post around it, or like what kind of comms are we gonna do for this? Just Twitter, or?
I think that we could just tweet about it. I don't think there'd be a ton of information. I mean, we could, I don't know. I think we could just tweet about it. We could be like, because it's not a lot to say. It's like Rainbow Rolls donated a bunch of this. This is how we distribute it. These are the projects we donated it to.
Yeah. And then there's like the information in the forum that we can link to or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's enough.
Okay, cool. Let's go through the issues that are on the board. I mean, the other things that are here are like about hiring and about translations, but I don't think those are super high priority.
Yeah, I think the translation thing now has a forum post so we can continue discussion there. I think the big thing is just coming up with a workflow so that, we're not having to end up with a bunch of outdated translated documentation, because when we make updates in English, they'll then need to be updated in all these other languages as well. But there's a forum post that was, there.
Nice. Amazing. Good job, Mr. Bear. I love it. Cool. Okay, cool. So we can continue that conversation async in the forum. Let's. No. Griffith's like, am I Mr. Bear? Okay, cool. Let's go through the issues on the board here.
Not in this context.
I know, usually, but not right now. Cool. Okay. Giveth's blog post will be done really soon. The Gnosis chain ads thing, Rodri's working on a design for it. Discord Twitter army things.
Yeah, I put an update in there. Heather reviewed and I've implemented her feedback. I am still waiting on Crusher. I have been going through Heather's cultural onboarding doc and pulling some things over from there. So this is ready today.
Nice. Okay. So maybe, I guess I'll put it over to in progress. Oh, our Taoist listing is updated. Terms and conditions for Gift Garden. Terms and conditions for Gift Garden proposers and challengers. I mean, that's waiting on gardens. Meet the makers we talked about. Discord bots. Oh, project verification documentation.
Yeah, so this should also be done today, and I'll tag you guys for QA.
Cool. Nice. And this one is kind of on pause. Conflict resolution?
It's not on pause, it's in progress, but I've been focusing on the other ones more importantly, so I think I need a few days, and then I'll put this one for QA also.
Okay. Create an email to project owners who received a gift drop. So people should be able to claim with Taurus Wallet now. I mean, it's not the most elegant solution,
but they can. They can at least connect to the Give economy with their Taurus, and I think that that's the important part. So if that's actually live now, I wasn't sure if it was pushed to production yet, so that's why I didn't write the email. But if we have confirmation that it's live and working on production, which I guess I can just test on my own, I will send out that email.
Yeah, can you test it on production? I tested it on a deployment link. I think everything should be pushed to production now. That's what Anine said. I just didn't test it. So if you could just test this, then we can send it.
Yep, I can do that.
Great.
There was another one about an email real quick. I don't know if you made an issue for it or not, but the one that was can we just send an email to all donors of verified projects in Givebacks round 1 stating that Givebacks is in review and we'll send an email whenever they're ready to claim. I don't know if you made an issue about that, but I wanted to ask, do you guys still think that that's a valuable thing to do? I've manually entered all the email addresses, but I think we're looking at 2 days before we actually distribute them. So maybe it's not.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
I think when they are distributed, we should send an email.
Yep. I think we should do it when they're distributed. And I also added, once you said that, I went back into the email that's given to donors at the time of donation when they donate to a verified project. And I just made it a little bit more clear about the review process and things like that. So hopefully moving forward there will be less confusion, but I just didn't want to send an email and then the next one goes out tomorrow or the next day. So when they're distributed, I think it's great.
I agree. I don't think anyone was actively working on this. Yeah. Okay. Add proposals category forum, news Notion. Okay. Discord still for hiring dashboard. Oh, how to import your Taurus wallet into MetaMask. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So this is I think that this is really an important issue because we want to be like helping users come into Web3 more easily. So Taurus is like easy, but then it's to create an account, but it's like not the best to interact with things later. So if we had documentation explaining like how to import your private key from Taurus into MetaMask, then we could send this to people later. And it's like, oh, if you want to have the best experience of like using the Give Economy dApp, like try using Taurus, and a bunch of other great things will work, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I think that also, like we were talking about earlier, in the Give Economy call, is maybe adding, some other small things in there, like the Brave thing, just like going through and making sure that our Taurus user guides, the ones that we already have, just like update some of those and make them more relevant, because honestly, the documentation for Taurus is really not very user friendly at all. So if we could just have like little snippets here and there of the things that you need to know for Taurus using our dApp in particular, I think that would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Mitch, are you still down to do this one? I see you self-assigned it 2 days ago.
Yeah, I have to go through the process, but then sure, if you can just put it in there.
For maybe like, I don't know, if some of the new people in the call, if they wanted to get involved, like this might be a good thing for them too. I don't know.
This is a really good first issue.
Yeah. So I don't know if Anne, if you were interested in getting involved. I see Jean in here, Ben's, Todd, any of you, if you're looking to join the call to collaborate, this is one thing that would be easy for a new contributor to pick up.
Yeah, I'll check it out. That sounds fun, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was joining, is like I'm interested in like helping charities that I support like get signed up, and I think that'd be right along these lines, kind of like creating documentation for those people who aren't familiar. So I can talk to Eugene if you want any help, and I don't know if God wants to do something too.
That's great.
That sounds good. Are you guys in our GitHub?
Probably not. I'm not.
No. What's your GitHub, Ben's?
Scott Ben JD.
Scott Ben JD. And Jean?
CSG and Gene 3.
CSG.
I think I'm in. Yeah.
CSG 3.
2 G's.
CSG Gene 3. Great. Yay. Nice. Okay, cool. I will I'm gonna leave this issue open and then make sure that I just add you to our Giveth repo. So that we can actually assign you. Oh no, don't close it. Okay, 440, good, great. What else? Update the LinkedIn and update the Facebook. And you were feeling inspired to do this. Do you have any updates or do you have any questions?
No, not updates for now. I'm just wondering, I reached out to Akeen from, I think, is it Common Stack or TC?
Akene, yeah.
Akene, okay. Right. Yeah, I haven't heard back from him yet, but was hoping to get some tips from him on that. So yeah, still pending.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. And I don't know about the Facebook, but at least for the LinkedIn, like I know that I have owner access there. So if you need access to the organization page, or I can also direct you. I know we have some design assets that have already been made for LinkedIn. I can also show you that. So if you have any questions or whatever, just hit me up.
Okay, that's super. Thank you. I'll reach out to you.
And then Chris might be the one who has access to the Facebook. So we might need to, I've never used it. So I think he was the last person who was updating it. Cool. So new designs for key articles on Medium. So Katarina's working on making our Medium page look more beautiful with new designs. NFTs for givebacks round 1 people. Yeah, this needs a champion too. So you know how we were talking about like creating an NFT or a POAP and sending it to all the people who are part of givebacks round 1. We would need somebody to like make a design, and if we're making an NFT, then like Pavli could mint it, but we kind of just need somebody to like manage this as like a small project. Does this feel exciting to anyone?
The best way to go for these like give back rounds rather than like minting NFTs. I guess the only thing, it's really easy to distribute them once you have the design for it. So we would just need somebody to create the design for the POAP. I think Marco expressed interest, or maybe one of the people on his team can do that.
Cool. That sounds good. I just tagged Marco. The Turkish translation, make Giveth the guild on metagames. Ashley, you did this, right?
It's still like in progress. I'm talking with the guy who designed the guild onboarding thing and getting the right roles in place. Like you can, if you click the link to their Discord there, like you'll see the conversation. You don't need to do it now, but you can see like kind of the progress there in their Discord channel. And so I'm working with them, but it's not done yet.
Cool.
And was there already like information to be put in that form, you know, like about the organization and stuff like that? Or should I just copy paste from our documentation somewhere?
Oh, I wrote something. It was, I think, mostly copy and paste. We can sync up on it, Ashley. If the guy gets back to you and he's like, oh, now it's working. I copy and pasted from somewhere. I made a couple of like small tweaks or something, but I could easily just like send it to you if you're making it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's sync on it later whenever it's ready.
Great. Okay, cool. And that's kind of like everything on the board, and then except for this like translations thing. So, oh yeah, but we already talked about that. Is there anything else?
Hey everyone. Sorry, I don't really want to interrupt, but I was recommended to join this call by you, Lauren. I had some conversations on Twitter and I think here on Discord about creating some resources for maybe not so technically savvy nonprofits to get onboarded into the giving economy. So I'm just wondering kind of what resources maybe may exist at this point for nonprofits, and if there aren't any, how I can support the development of those, or how our organization can support that. So
maybe. So go ahead, Lauren. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I saw, I remember you from Twitter. Sorry, I have so many things that I'm doing, and sometimes I just like forget all of them. But
no worries.
I think that this is so great, and that like the suggestions you're making on Twitter, you were talking about somebody about creating like videos to help people get on, right?
Yep. Yeah. Just super accessible videos to like create a wallet, get into the Giveth economy, and get some. Hopefully get some perpetual funding, I think, is the long-term goal, is maybe set up either their own liquidity.
Totally.
Yeah.
So right now what we have is like our Giveth docs. So we do have user guides that kind of explain like how to create a project, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, documentation is really like heady and a lot to read. And I think like videos would be something that would be like really nice to create. And we talked about this a little while ago about creating like videos, even someone just screen sharing and talking it through, and like something really simple. You could like record it in Zoom or an OBS and just like share a screen and walk somebody through doing that. And it would really just need somebody who wants to do it, which I think you might want to do it. And it would be super helpful. And then if you created videos like that, I would be happy to put them on our YouTube, and we can embed them into our docs as well.
Yeah, so one thing that was really holding us back from creating those videos back then, and is still kind of a thing now, is that like our design was about to change, and now our design's about to change again. So the creation flow and that kind of stuff, like if you make these videos right now, we're going to upgrade to TypeScript soon and have a different design. So it might become irrelevant at that point. I'm not sure. It would be something.
What does the upgrade to TypeScript entail? What kind of changes? Because I mean, I could do it twice. I mean, Just yeah, it depends.
I think the TypeScript, I mean, the new designs are going to be implemented relatively soon. And right, Mitch or Ashley, do you guys know like when we're scheduled to go live with it?
No, I don't think there's anything been said.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I think syncing up with Monique would be a good thing to do. I think like, Shad, are you really familiar with Giveth and like using it yourself?
Yeah, I'm an LP. So there's another goal here too. Is like I think actually committing to nonprofits that onboard to some base level of funding as kind of community. I think that'd be interesting. There's kind of a longer term idea that I think could be here. I think it'd be really cool to have like a story series about like stories from the giving economy, where we're not just helping nonprofits get onboarded, but have them get their initial funding and then tell their story as they get more and more engaged with the community and ecosystem. So that's kind of my longer term agenda, but I'd love to make the early videos kind of just to get started.
Yeah, I love the longer term idea as well. I mean, it's really like one of our main visions is like bringing and empowering nonprofits with like tools of Web3. And then like eventually we want nonprofits to become DAOs and have their own bonding curves. And it's kind of like the roadmap with the Give economy. So I would be happy to have like a sync call with you on that to just help you get a little bit oriented. And then in the meantime, I can send you the link to the docs and you can take a look at like what we have, which is really kind of like the main resources we have for onboarding people, and like start noticing what's missing. And I can also ask Monique like when the new version is going to be developed, and then I could put you in touch with Monique and just sort of like have a little bit of a back and forth on when the TypeScript version will be live, and then so it's kind of like when's the best time to create this video. I think there's like a few different steps we can.
Great, that sounds awesome, and I think Ben's also was interested in this work too. So maybe he and I can collaborate on this, or I'll let you speak your piece. Ben's.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't know if the earlier GitHub issue with I'm happy to help with that with the Taurus wallet is kind of what like onboarding non-crypto things. I think the video is a really good idea. I guess my question, Lauren, was I mean, this is my first call I've been on with Giveth, so I don't know exactly like where you are in the process. Is there an idea of like having people do like hands-on kind of onboarding for those like nonprofits that might not be as familiar with those things? Or is it kind of like, this is permissionless, we're putting this out there, and then like, you know, it'll be up to people working within those nonprofits to be onboarded? Like, do you have a vision for that, or does that make sense?
Totally. I mean, right now we don't, Ashley can speak to it. She's our community.
We have a project onboarding channel in the Discord that we direct new people to when they're creating a project, and I monitor that and try to like hold their hand if they have any questions. I feel like the creating a project flow is pretty simple and pretty intuitive. Most people pick up on it pretty easily, but I try to like offer more advice on how they can make their description more robust, and you know, instead of just having a 1-sentence description, like encouraging them to really add videos and links to outside sources and just like really making their project look good. And you know, if any new people have questions about like, yeah, I just try to do it in that channel. That's pretty much our flow right now. And yeah, feel free to, if there's any questions that people have in that channel that you feel comfortable answering or whatever, like jump in.
Okay, awesome. I'll check that out.
Cool. I mean, I think that since the energy is there, this is something that we really need, and I'd be like happy to kind of help support you guys, like just adding to it and like building that out. So maybe we could schedule a call this week, and like with Ben's and Todd, and I'll be there, and maybe Ashley wants to be there, and if anybody else this is like inspiring to them, we could make a clearer plan of action. Our comms call is over 2 minutes ago, and I have another call I have to jump to.
Yeah, we have our placeholder on Friday. Maybe we take advantage of that.
We could do that.
What time is that on Friday?
It is at 8 a.m. Central Time. Can we make 9 a.m. Central Time?
Yeah.
9 a.m. Central?
That'll work for me, yeah.
Cool. Ben, does it work for you?
For me.
If you guys want to DM me your email addresses, I can add you to the invite so you get it on your calendar.
Yeah, that'll work for me.
Cool. Sounds great. Nice. Well, thank you so much to everyone for jumping in and looking for ways to come and support. That's our communications call. So we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Lauren.